Hanyume. Hello, hi. Hi, Cody, how are you? Yeah. Hello, Jay, hi. Yes, make sure everything's... Yes, I'm good. You sound cheerful? Yeah, I guess so. I'm in a pretty good mood today. Yeah. Yeah. There you go, you're very glad, yeah. Oh. It would be pretty bad if I tried to stream to cheer people up, but I was not in the same mood myself. That'd be kind of ironic. Yeah. We may or may not finish up the Higurashi today. Depends on how long the last chapters are, but we shall see. Okay. What? Mi-chan, you didn't get much sleep either, did you? Did you? Yeah. I went to bed at like 3. I'm a little tired. 3? Hey now, you can't be staying up so late. Probably read the first volume of a manga, thought it was interesting, then read the entire series, didn't you? I understand, I've done that before. Wait, is it about the mayor? He still hasn't been found? Nope. I went to the Furude Shrine to join the youth group in their search for the mayor. Since I knew that there's no way he would be found, it was really boring for me. Well, just enduring the sleepiness wasn't that bad. Not if you considered what Kimiyoshi had to go through last night. He had been hanging from the ceiling and couldn't even fall asleep or sit down, since he had to stay on his tiptoes the whole time. The teacher explained to us that the mayor had gone missing and asked if we knew anything. A couple of people said some things, but they were irrelevant. To me, this issue meant nothing, but this was all my classmates we were talking about. I observed Casey Maebara. I had no idea if any type of danger was drawing closer to him. Maybe I'd call him again tonight, pretending to be Shion. Hello, Hazen. Welcome. I told him some outrageous stuff last night, so he panicked. But I was sure he'd calm down after today. At the time, I heard a little girl's laughter. It was Rika Furude, the last survivor of the Furude family and their current head. However, she wasn't treated as one. During the family councils, he'd often draw pictures or take naps in the hag's bed. She wasn't even invited to last night's meeting. It was hard to believe such a little girl was responsible for part of the curse system. However, even though she wasn't in a respected position as the head of the Furude family, there were plenty of old people who worshipped her as the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama. I heard from someone that Rika Furude was rather odd, and seemed to behave as if she knew she was that reincarnation. Maybe Takano-san had told me that at the library when she was alive. When Rika Furude became worried about something, the elderly people who worshipped her would make arrangements. It was similar to the Sonozaki family, and it was also the same system used for the curse. I wonder, does Rika Furude know anything about the deaths of Takano-san and Tomitake-san? What does he think of people sneaking into the ritual storehouse? Does she know who snuck in and what happened to those people? As the one managing the warehouse, it was possible that she noticed the intruders first. In fact, she was the only one who could have noticed it. She must have passed on that information, which is why the curse was executed. That foolish Keiichi turned on the light when we went into the ritual storehouse. That light switch could have been connected to some kind of alarm. Rika Furude, the leader of the family. Maybe getting to know her would be a good idea. As the leader of the Furude family, how much do you know about the incident? I asked her rather directly. It was hard to tell if she understood. I was talking to her in place of the Sonozaki family head, instead of as Mion Sonozaki. Are you talking about Tomitake and Takano? Rika answered. The news hadn't been made public, yet she knew about it. Although she looked immature, perhaps she truly was the head of the Furude family. That's the curse of Orashiro-sama. I already know that. But it's not over yet, is it? There should still be 2 more. Have you heard about what will happen to them? I tried to be vague to see how Rika Furude would react. I had been thinking that she had nothing to do with the underside of Hinamizawa, since she was always treated like a kid. However, Rika had just said things about the incident which normal people shouldn't know anything about. That proved that she belonged to the underside's network. I don't think that matters anymore. She answered the question about Tomitake-san and Takano-san quickly, and took a little longer to answer this time. Did you have to think about it? Shit. The look on her face never changes. It's impossible to figure out what she's thinking. What do you mean? How can they get away with what they've done? I think... Yeah, shit indeed. My question is... I feel like the 2 people who could possibly see through Mion, if anybody would, it's probably either Rika or Rena. Because Rena doesn't look like it, but she's actually very, very sharp. And it's very hard to pull one over on her. She's extremely perceptive. So I feel like Rena might notice, she might just be like, Rena's a maybe, but Rika for sure knows. Yeah, absolutely. She's probably like, you're not Mion, are you? Especially because, yes, they look the same, but Rika has been friends with Mion for years, so she's gonna notice if anything, even a subtle change in behavior, she's probably gonna notice that. Yeah. But like I said last stream, this entire plan just seems way too out of Shion's depth. I don't think she's clever. I don't think she has the mental capacity to pull off something like this. Like, to do something like this, you would need to be extremely calculated, extremely clever, and above all, you would need to keep a cool head, which Shion cannot do. He's... She's way too emotional, she's way too impulsive. Like I said, instead of, like, you know, whipping her grandmother's dead body and then throwing it down the well, since her grandmother died when she tased her, all she had to do was take the body, put it in the bed, and everybody would think like, oh, it's an old woman. The old woman died in her sleep, and then that's that. But since she didn't do that, now she has to keep now she needs to keep, like, because, like, she can't let people just, like, her plan isn't gonna work forever, and she knows that. but she could have made this so much easier on herself if she and, like, let's be real, this isn't, like, gonna be the first crash out. Hang on, let me close my door. Yeah, numerous crash outs, absolutely. Also, hello, Arlie. Sorry, I didn't greet you when you came in. Hi. I think if they feel bad about what they've done, that should be fine. Her response was unexpected, especially after seeing all the old people get so furious last night. To trespass in the ritual storehouse was blasphemy against Oyashiro-sama. The village elders had said those intruders deserved to die. Yet the leader of the Furude family, who protected the sacred storehouse for ritual implements, said that if they felt remorse for that, then it was fine. I recalled how people thought of Rika Furude's father during the dam conflict. Yes. Her father was called an opportunist back then. He didn't agree with the Onikafuji guardians, who had resisted violently during the conflict. Like father, like daughter. I aggressively grabbed Rika Furude by the collar. Huh? What the heck are you talking about? Like shit like... You see, like, right there, like, shit like this. Like, Mion doesn't do shit like that. Mion, she doesn't act like that at all. She's not mean. That's, like, I think that's the biggest, like, core difference between Mion and Shion is that Shion is mean. She's mean. She physically cannot help but abuse children. It's like, come on. She's just so mean. Yeah, it's a very big difference. Like, she just can't help herself. She just can't. What the heck are you talking about? You're pretty stupid, just like your predecessor, aren't you? Yeah, well, you have to bring her dad into this. Arlie, what happened in the story? Quite a lot. We're gonna witness many crash outs this evening. I mean, our crime count is already up to 9. 9, give or take. So, we'll see. What movie? The Furude family must understand better than anybody how sacred the ritual storehouse is. How could the head of that family say such a thing? I laughed at myself. I was told the same thing by someone else, and now I was saying it to Rika. Oh yeah, the Miku movie. How was it? Don't you know how serious a crime trespassing in the ritual storehouse is? Yeah, it's good. I'm glad you had a great time. It's a very important place for Oyashiro-sama. So, nobody can go in without permission. See, you know that. But those 4 people brought their filth in there. Some people were in cosplay. Oh, it sounds like so much fun. Kinda like, when the Barbie movie came out, like a lot of people were dressing up as Barbie and Ken. I thought that was so cute. I'm doing great. Yeah. What bad kitty cats? Yeah. That's right, bad cats. 2 cats have been caught and punished. There are 2 more. Yeah. How do you think they should be punished? Tell me your opinion, as the head of the Furude family. Rika didn't usually wear any expression whatsoever, making it impossible to tell what she was thinking. But while I grabbed her by the collar and stared at her, I could tell somehow. Rika was a little disturbed. I sensed she was trying to see what I was thinking in turn. I want to forgive those 2 kitty cats. Why should they get away with what they've done? Ni, what are you trying to say? That's a good question. Let me explain. Those 2 must offer compensation for what they've done. Yeah? I hope everyone's having a cozy time in here. They have to clear away their sins. Otherwise, Oyashiro-sama won't stop being angry. Every crime must be punished properly. That's good. Do you understand? Oyashiro-sama doesn't get angry, even if someone enters the storehouse. Huh? What are you saying? The reason why I know what Shion not crash out constantly at literally everybody at any given opportunity. Challenge difficulty. Difficulty level impossible. Yeah, like, you need to, like, play it cool. You're trying to get information. Just chill for 2 seconds. 2 seconds, just chill. It's fine. The reason I nobody... just be subtle. Exactly, just... The reason why nobody is allowed to see the ritual storehouse is because there are too many scary tools in there. So, I'm sure people would get scared if they saw them. That's why we won't let people in there. I'm sure those intruders were scared too. And I'm sure they feel bad about what they've done. They're forgiven once they feel bad about what they've done. Oh, the subtlety of a rocket-powered sledgehammer. Absolutely. That's not for you to decide. That's what Oyashiro-sama decides. Yeah. Yeah, and if we're going off of who's like a better like candidate to make that call, would it not be the fucking Miko? Would it not be the shrine maiden? Would it not be the girl who's said to be like the literal like physical like reincarnation of said deity? I would argue that if she says that like no, Oyashiro-sama's chill with that, I would be inclined to believe her. I'm just saying. Come on. Right, yeah. She literally just says it. I'm the shrine maiden of Oyashiro-sama, don't you know? Of course I do. She was straight up and said it. Like, who do you think you're talking to? I'm literally the shrine maiden. Like, if anybody had a say on who would get punished for entering this ritual storehouse, I think it would be her. I think she would have the final say. You aren't telling me that Oyashiro-sama told you he wasn't angry, are you? Rika nodded yes without hesitation. I can't believe the lies she's coming up with. I'm not surprised, I'm shocked. Huh? Dear Lord. Oh my god, Shion, calm the fuck down. That's why your parents died of the curse 2 years ago. Oyashiro-sama was angry because they didn't deserve to serve him. Her parents died 2 years ago because your grandmother decided that she didn't like them. That's why her parents are dead. Because your grandmother decided to still hold a grudge over Rika's father's position in the dam conflict, which at that point you could argue doesn't matter anymore, because at that point the dam project was like cancelled. So like, what does it matter? Who cares? Jesus. She's a paranoid Karen, absolutely. And her Oreo is a Karen too. Like it's like generational like Karen-ness. Fucking Shion like inherited all of the Karen energy. Irrelevant. I swear, Shion just like inherited all of the Karen energy. Like, what the fuck? That's why he cursed your father. There's no soften the Karen. Oyashiro-sama would never do that. My father didn't die because of the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Karen apocalypse. Am I really talking to the last shrine maiden of the Furude family? Obviously Oyashiro-sama can't be at peace. You're supposed to worship Oyashiro-sama. How pathetic. I don't know why you're so angry, me. You have to, like, think about this because, like, from Rika's perspective, Mion just, like, walked up to her and then just started yelling at her. For, like, no reason. It's just, like, she's, like, talking so calmly and she's just escalating the situation. And she's just like, what the fuck? What are we doing here? I realized she was in a position to know as much as the other two family heads. As proof, she talked about this year's incident as though it was nothing. Yet, she would feign ignorance with a serious face. She sure is something. She's even better than me. Yeah, she's way better at keeping her cool than you are. Oh! I slapped her a few times and pushed her to the floor. Rika, having tumbled downward, looked at me with tears in her eyes. Yeah, what the fuck? This all happened because you wanted to change the storehouse's lock to something that was easier for you, right? You know what? More and more, I see that Shion is kind of a bully. And honestly...
Yes, hi, hello.
Dante, thank you for becoming a pack rabbit. I feel like if, like, Satoshi saw this side of her, he probably would not want to, like, be with her. And that would definitely, like, lead to another crash out. Yeah. I'm wondering, like, if, let's say, like, Satoshi had already rejected her prior to going missing, do you think she would still care? Do you think she would still care if Satoshi had rejected her and said, I don't want anything to do with you, I think you're a terrible person, and then you went missing? Do you think she would still care as much as she does? I don't think so. Yeah. I would hope so, because I never want to be with someone like that. She acts too like two different people depending on who she's around. Yeah. Yeah, if you're Satoshi, it's like, oh my gosh, I love you so much, like, you're the best, yay! And, like, God forbid you be anybody else other than Satoshi. God forbid. God forbid you do something she doesn't like. Yeah, she hurt poor Rika. Like, what the fuck? This all happened because you wanted to change the storehouse's lock to something that was easier for you, right? That's true. The old one was too heavy, so I talked to Kimiyoshi and he changed it to a cheaper, lighter one. If you left the heavy lock on, maybe that would have prevented them from trespassing. This is your fault, too. Don't you forget that. Is it not your fault for going? Yeah? Is it not also your fault for going into the fucking storehouse in the first place, Shion? You didn't have to do that. Here we are. Of course, the Kimiyoshi family who actually changed the lock is responsible for this too. The last part was something I added on a whim. I added it to connect Rika's story to the disappearance of Kimiyoshi. I wanted to pressure her psychologically by doing so. The head of the Kimiyoshi family had to pay for his crime, so that's why he disappeared. The head of the Furude family has to pay for her crime, you know? Rika was still on the floor, tears pouring down her cheeks. That's crazy. Keiichi Maebara is the last one left. I suppose the Furude family will take care of him. I don't know anything. You don't need to know anything, do you? You just have to look worried. That's all it takes. That's how it is at our house, too. She's physically and psychologically abusive. Absolutely. Like, God forbid if Satoshi ever did something that she didn't like, if he ever said something, if she ever did anything that, like, so much as, like, shifted her like idealized perception of him even a little bit, she'd do a complete 180. She'd just she treat him shitty, like just like everybody else does. Anyway, good luck. Yeah, absolutely. I now see why at the beginning of the game, like I can see why her grandma had sent her to the Catholic boarding school. She needed Jesus. Rika hung her head. She seemed to want to say something. I just realized you have a Shion cry and the power of great goodwill. Yes, we do. So far she's committed. We have, let's see, 1 count aggravated assault, 1 count murder, 1 count desecrating a corpse, 1 count improper disposal of corpse. 2 counts unlawful imprisonment. Another count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Another count. I'm not sure if torture counts as assault, but like there's that. that too. What else do we have? I'm missing one more. She's a problem, lock her up. And I'm on the fence about this one, but maybe identity theft. Yes, we have a lot of crimes. Hello, Chidi, how are you? She seemed to want to say something, but she was afraid that I might be rough with her again. I doubted Rika was actually at the top of the curse system like the hag was. However, as one of the 3 family heads, she was a lot closer to the underside of Hinamizawa than I was. Terrorism is next. At this point, I mean, currently I would classify her as an emotional terrorist, but like, who's to say that won't like cross over into real terrorism? We'll see. The night is young. By now, that underside was well aware of Keiichi Maebara. Wait. I told the elderly leaders of the village yesterday in the meeting that Keiichi Maebara was the last one remaining. I just told the head of the Furude family the same thing. Oh yes. I was like worrying about the 9th crime, that last one. Breaking and entering when she entered the shrine in the first place. That is also a crime. Yes. I just told the head of the Furude family the same thing, if threateningly. Yeah. If If my threat was effective, the curse of Oyashiro-sama should soon fall upon Keiichi Maebara. And at just the right time, I would grab my enemy right as he took my bait. If the assassin came from the Furude family, this girl would have committed the same sin as the hag. When that time came, I wouldn't hold back. I was going to make sure she suffered, and then kill her. I heard of a torture technique where you pound dozens of nails into a victim's fingers. I already found a restraining table and the tools for it. When the time comes, I'll pound nails into your fingers. Sion casually fantasizing about torturing and killing a child? Absolutely, just normal behavior, yes. Totally behavior of someone who's in the... It's interesting seeing Neon's characterization in this chapter. I haven't seen it all for myself, actually. She has been in a very, very intense downward spiral. For a while. It's really bad. And honestly, I have a feeling we haven't reached the worst of it. I don't think we've reached the worst of it. I feel like I feel like there's more. That gruesome anticipation radiated from my eyes and scared Rika even further. Every other chapter she's portrayed as a girly girl, but here you get to see she's a straight up sociopath. Buckle up, it's gonna be a ride. Yeah. That gruesome anticipation radiated from my eyes and scared Rika even further. I wonder how Kimiyoshi is doing. I doubt he died from tiptoeing all night, but sometimes a human can go very easily. He already told me everything I wanted to hear, and he doesn't know anything else anyway. On top of that, he was responsible for spreading the infection that was the curse system of Oyashiro-sama. His sins are very heavy. I really liked Uncle Kimiyoshi. He had always been kind. The hag was so tough on her relatives, and that's why he was extra nice to me. And this is how you repay this kindness? I love Uncle Kimiyoshi. He'd never hurt me. Oh, you badmouth my fantasy boyfriend I barely knew? Die. Come on. Come on. When we talked yesterday, I was so happy to hear him say that he would forgive Shion. He even said he would fight the hag to save her. That made me very happy. Don't worry. If Shion-chan feels bad about what she's done, she won't be demoned away. Oh. That's crazy. Isn't that what Rika fucking said? Isn't that what Rika fucking said? If you felt bad, then, like, it'll be fine. Crazy. Leave it to me. I felt such warmth inside me. I almost shivered. I was so happy, yet so very sad. And here's the caveat. Shion absolutely is, like, deathly allergic to taking accountability for absolutely anything. And thus cannot and will not feel bad about doing something she was not supposed to do. For he continued to say that Satoshi-kun deserves to die. He said those nice things because he wanted to make me unhappy, since she was worried about Shion. Yeah, that tracks. Yep, absolutely. Satoshi-kun deserved to die because he was a member of the cursed Hojo family, but Shion of the Sonozaki family did not. That's what he meant. In other words, to the leaders of the village, including Kimiyoshi, members of the Hojo family were more contemptible than insects. They didn't care if they lived or died. Their sin was not only that they despised the Hojo family so, but also that they let that hatred infect the rest of the village. Therefore, everyone in the village deserves to be a victim of the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Kimiyoshi's and the others created an environment that executed murder in that name. If that was so, if Takano-san and Tomitake-san hadn't committed the serious crime trespassing in the ritual storehouse, then Satsuko Hojo, the last survivor of the Hojo family, and Teppei Hojo, who was hiding in Okinomiya, might have been the victims. Currently, I think it's just her grandmother right now. So it's just one. Satsuko Hojo. She was always around Satoshi-kun. Oh, that's crazy. It's almost as if he's like his... It's almost like as if she's her little she was his little sister. That's crazy. She expected Satoshi-kun to help her every time she cried. She was one of the people who cornered him. I'm going to fucking crash out. Shion, you fucking suck so bad. You're terrible. If Satsuko wasn't that much of a burden, Satoshi-kun wouldn't have killed his aunt. Oh, so it's Satsuko's fault for the aunt being abusive. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Of course. Just be less... Oh my gosh, Satsuko. Just be, like, less abusable. You're being abused by your aunt? Skill issue. Have you considered, like, stopping that? Have you considered not being abused? How about that? Never mind the fact that the aunt was abusing Satoshi too, but like... It's your fault for being so abusable. That's crazy. Yes, exactly. The animosity for Satsuko is insane. Somebody told Satoshi-kun to commit that murder. And to hide the evidence of his connection to the mastermind, Satoshi-kun was demoned away. That's what Oishi thought. If Satoshi-kun hadn't killed his aunt, maybe he wouldn't have been chosen as last year's victim. Because the commands were vague, after all. The curse of Oyashiro-sama fell upon the Hojo family as a whole. It didn't matter which member of the family died. Or maybe Satoshi snapped because he was sick of being abused and watching his sister be abused. No, Hazen, that would make too much sense. That would make too much sense, Hazen. No, it has to be Satsuko's fault. And it all has to be tied to this bigger conspiracy. God forbid if anything made sense, yes. His aunt had a terrible reputation in the neighborhood. She didn't communicate with her neighbors and she was always throwing fits, and there was nothing nice about her in any way. Crazy. Even if Satoshi-kun didn't kill her, the curse would have fallen upon her sooner or later. If their aunt was the first victim, there needed to be another Hojo to calm the curse. According to the rumor, their uncle was living somewhere in Okinomiya with his lover. However, Okinomiya was a little different. His aunt was a horrible person, but also Satsuko's skill issue. I think most of this is just like jealousy. She's like jealous that Satsuko got to be so close to Satoshi. And she's just like taking that out on her, I guess. However, Okinomiya was a little, and like, if she truly thinks that like you're doing all of this to avenge Satoshi, I don't think harming his little sister or her friends is going to do that. If anything, I think that would like deny him the ability to rest in peace if his little sister was killed. Just saying. If Satoshi had an inkling of the real personality he'd probably attack her with his bat. Yeah. But like, let's go. But no, this is Shion logic. We're living in Shion Delulu land, everybody. Nothing makes sense in Shion Delulu land. However, Okinomiya was a little different from Hinamizawa. The Sonozaki family was powerful there, well, of course. Here's Satoshi-kun, I killed everyone you love so you wouldn't be alone in the afterlife. Pulling a Kyo from Danganronpa. It would have been more difficult in Okinomiya to demon someone away. So naturally, Satoshi-kun and Satoko, who were still in Hinamizawa, became the targets. Which one should be cursed? That was simple. Satoko, of course. She was snobby and lacking in manners. Ugh. Everyone in the neighborhood liked Satoshi-kun. Yes, you would know that because you lived there, right? Because you lived there? Oh wait, no, you don't. You didn't fucking live there. Yeah, you would know that. You would know that. Yo, yeah, you'd know that, wouldn't you? Fuck off. No, but Shion would fit right in for DR. She'd kill somebody the moment Momokuma said it was a killing game. Absolutely. Yeah, so everybody likes Satoshi-kun. Yes, yeah, you know that because you live there? Oh wait, no, you didn't. Even if he was the son of the Hojo couple who beclaved the village during the dam conflict, compared to Satoko, he didn't deserve to die. Honestly, it actually would make less sense to kill Satoko because Satoko's best friend is Rika. You know, the shrine maiden? So if that, they probably wouldn't want to kill the best friend of the shrine maiden? Just saying. But Delulu logic. Delulu logic, you know? He didn't deserve to die. Therefore, the actual victims of last year's chorus should have been his aunt and Satoko. Satoshi was suddenly all alone. His mean aunt and uncle were gone. His sister, who was a burden to him all his life, was gone too. Oh, Jesus Christ. I hate you. You suck so hard. Satoshi-kun was a nice person. He would be sad, although he'd realize he was finally free, and then he would love me, right? Shion flings in and out of the Lululand with the same ease as a normal person breathes. But time would heal him. I'd even help. He didn't have to live in his house in Hinamizawa. There are plenty of empty rooms in the apartment block where I lived. Wait a fucking minute. Wait a damn fucking minute. If she had empty rooms in her apartment complex, in like the apartment complex that's owned by her dad and that she can do whatever she wants in, why did she not offer Satoshi and Satoko a place to stay there? Why did she not do that? That would have literally solved the fucking issue. They could have gotten up, packed their shit, left in the middle of the night. That would be that. But you know, like, just like, eventually, I'm pretty sure, and the aunt is so terrible, I'm pretty sure she probably wouldn't give a shit if they left anyway. She probably wouldn't even ask for them. Like, that would make too much sense and also require the tiniest bit of... And then, like, oh my gosh, and since you're trying to rizz up your fucking boy toy here, you know, like, helping him out of an abusive situation, that'll definitely earn you some brownie points. But no, you decide to sit around and wallow and be a piss baby and yeah, okay. But go off, I guess. There are plenty of rooms in the apartment block where I lived. I found I could find him a part-time job too. He didn't need to go to school in Hinamizawa. Oh my gosh, you could have helped. You could have helped when he was around. Like, be fucking for real. Be fucking for real right now. Oh, hi, radio. I don't know if you want to fall asleep to me crashing out. Thank you for the head pat. Sounds kind of interesting. I can do this probably. You could come to school with me and Okinomiya instead. You wouldn't know his way around or really anything about the school there, so I'd be with Satoshi-kun all the time. As long as it's you, I can fall asleep, yeah? I'd show him a shortcut to school, we'd go shopping, I'd teach him so many different things. What an unbelievably happy ending. Yes, totally. He's not gonna be super depressed because, like, he was severely abused. His parents died, and then he was severely abused for 2 years, and then his sister died, and then he was all alone. But no, he'd just get over it because he has you, random girl that he just met. Yes, absolutely. Delulu land. We love it here. Such a... I wish I was this Delulu. I would get so much done. That's crazy. This is like... this is like Olympic level Delulu. Appreciate you helping me sleep. I'm doing my best. I'm trying, radio. I hope you sleep well. She could fix him. She's the one who needs to be fixed. Oh, I didn't add that to YouTube. I should add that. I should add the That's Crazy count to YouTube too. I'll do that next time. Satoshi-kun had been suffering so much, and I had been pushed away all my life. But we would finally be happy. I enjoyed these sweet delusions. Okay, so she's like aware of the fact that she is in Delulu land. Okay, but I didn't have any more time to waste. I'm sure there are plenty of old people who have been trying to get a hold of Oryu all day long, and who were trying to catch me after I got home from school. I just put it so you say you'll do it next time. Well, just you wait. I will do it. Well, she's crazy and knows, and I suddenly have this odd respect for her. So she's aware that she's become a permanent resident of the Lulu land, but she's not making any attempts to leave. The phone had begun ringing constantly while I enjoyed my happy thoughts. When I answered the phone, I casually listened and replied. As planned, Keiichi Bar is now known as the next curse victim within the underside of Hinamizawa. Admitting to problems, the first step to solving it, sure. Surely she's healing, right? Nah, I don't know about that. I think Shion has just realized that she's hit rock bottom, and instead of stopping, she's decided like, okay, so I guess a normal shovel won't work anymore. I'll just get a pickaxe. I can still dig deeper. That's her right now. I can admit it would still not be healing, and it's the first step. As I planned, Keiichi Maebara is now known as the next cursed victim within the underside of Hinamizawa. I also tried to let them know that the disappearance of the village chief had something to do with the fact that he changed the lock on the ritual storehouse's door. All the authorities in the underside came to realize the seriousness of trespassing the storehouse. After all, one of the heads of the three families got punished. One of the phone calls was from Oishi. He had heard about Kimiyoshi's disappearance, and he knew it had something to do with the changing of the lock. I'm impressed. He has some pretty good sources. All he can do now is catch whatever information he can get. There's no way for him to find out where it's coming from. I'd call Keiichi Maebara again later tonight. Some of the more aggressive villagers may have already started to take action around him. I'm sure that by now, Keiichi is feeling the danger that's slowly coming toward him. I'd have to be careful that he doesn't get killed easily. If I can catch the enemy before they bit Keiichi, I can use him again as bait. Keiichi Maebara. Imagine the audacity to sit here and plot out the stuff that allegedly Rika is supposed to be plotting. The lack of self-awareness is insane. Keiichi Maebara. I haven't known him for that long. I mean, you didn't know Satoshi for that long either, but look at where we are now, huh? He's funny, if not intelligent. He'll never replace Satoshi-kun. But I do think he's fun to be around. The Lion, the Witch, and the Audacity of this speech featuring Sion Rolasaki, the lead role. There's just one thing I don't like about him. He rubs my head far too often. His hand is as warm as Satoshi-kun's hand, which is why I can't stand it. But that's about it. Keiichi Maebara isn't Satoshi-kun's enemy. I don't hate him. He's fun to be around. But I wouldn't shed a tear for him if he became a victim of the curse. Wild hands are warm, that's crazy. I won't prevent Keiichi Maebara from being killed, but I won't kill him myself either. I made the arrangements for the curse to fall upon him, but I never told anyone to kill him. You're really just like your grandmother, huh? Well, I suppose, I don't know, maybe that's why your grandmother didn't like you so much. Maybe she saw too much of herself in you. Maybe she saw too much of herself in Shion. She's like, I don't like it. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Well, I suppose I did tell Rika Furude to take care of Keiichi Maebara. Wait a minute. To avenge Satoshi-kun, I'm doing the exact—
Thank you for subscribing.
Mwah. Oh, thank you for the gifted sub, Chinny. I'm technically guilt-free. I wouldn't be surprised either. Absolutely, she's basically like her. You know, she's more like, ugh. Am I really like that? To avenge Satoshi-kun, I'm doing exactly the same thing as the hag did. Okay. I want to say that we're going to have a breakthrough, but I don't think so. pass on the love and create another pack rabbit. Thank you. Revenge Satoshi-kun, I'm doing exactly the same thing as the hag did. I'm using the exact same system that killed Satoshi-kun. Crazy! The cycle endures. Keiichi Maebara. I'm just using him. I told people to let the curse fall upon Keiichi, but I've been giving him appropriate warnings. I'm going to help him if he tries to live. If I can catch all of my enemies, maybe I'll let him live. He's different from Satoshi-kun. Satoshi-kun was tricked into killing his aunt, and was killed himself afterwards, so there wasn't any evidence remaining. I won't kill Keiichi Maebara. That's how I'm different from the hag. Yeah, 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 you sure are, right? Yeah, you keep telling yourself that, baby girl. Evening was turning to night. I had to get dinner ready. I had to eat so I'd have enough strength to make the revenge. Oh, thank you. Thanks again for the gifted sub. Oreo didn't kill anybody herself either. Exactly. Her whole thing was like, hey, wouldn't it be crazy if somebody, like, killed this person that I don't like? I'm just kidding, Sips Tea. Unless you want to do that. But, like, it'd be crazy if somebody did that, but, like, you know, I'm not gonna do that. But, like, if somebody did, I'd be very happy. Sips Tea. Thank you. Thank you for the gifted subs, Genie. I really appreciate it. W Chinny. I had to eat so I'd have enough strength to take revenge. The kind of woman to be like, what if we put our Minecraft beds together? Lol, JK on us. This place was far from the town. It would get even more isolated during winter because of the snow. It's not unusual for a household like this to have two or three refrigerators. There are plenty of groceries left in them. I was glad I didn't have to go grocery shopping. I could hear the chorus of the Higurashi. People often say the sound of the Higurashi brings back memories. But for me, it's the exact opposite. I've only ever heard the sound of the Higurashi in Hinamizawa. Therefore, the sound of the Higurashi to me is Hinamizawa. The sound reminded me that I wasn't supposed to be here, that I couldn't be here. That was when I heard the doorbell. Because there was a good distance between the house and the gate, there's both a doorbell and an intercom by the ladder. We had a security camera too. Something as modern as a security monitor for this old-fashioned kitchen looked rather strange. I turned the switch, but nothing appeared on the monitor. I tried to check the plug, but there are a bunch of cords going behind the refrigerator, so I couldn't even do that. The doorbell continued to ring while I tried to figure out if the monitor was broken or if I just didn't know how to turn it on. I only felt like answering the door depending on who it was. It'd normally be easier to pretend to be out, but that wouldn't help me. I was waiting for my enemies to show up. I couldn't hide myself in that case. The hag was supposed to be sick and in an extremely bad mood. I had already sent out word that she didn't want to see anyone. So who could it be? I made up my mind and turned the intercom on. If it was someone unwanted, I could just turn whoever it was away. But I had to act normally so I wouldn't arouse suspicion. Yeah, because you've been doing such a good job of that so far. I had to act normally. Yes? Who is it? Hello? She didn't tell me her name, but I recognized her voice. Rika-chan, what are you doing here? At this time of day? I ran out of soy sauce, so could you share some with me? Soy sauce? Rika-chan! I almost screamed, but I controlled myself. It took a moment to think about the situation. Hinamizawa was far from most stores, so sometimes neighbors would share seasoning and stuff with each other. Yes, I do have the 7th mod installed, so we can have the CGs and voice acting. I just prefer the older backgrounds because, like, I think it gives a more unsettling feeling than the drawn backgrounds. Because I feel like these backgrounds look more creepy. Yeah. The village got snowed in during the winter. Yeah, the voice acting is quite nice. I hope it's not too loud, though. Neko had those backgrounds too? Oh, nice. But the Furude shrine was quite far from this house. It was rather odd for her to come all the way here on her bicycle just to get some soy sauce. Maybe she was using it as an excuse. Maybe there was something she wanted to talk to me about. Maybe nobody else happened to have soy sauce. That was when I noticed a piece of paper that was on the refrigerator next to the intercom. We still have plenty of soy sauce in stock. Feel free to come to the Sonozaki house if you want some. There it is. Yeah, maybe she just needs some soy sauce. She's just trying to make dinner. The hag must have given that flyer to everyone. You just really need soy sauce. Yeah, just use some soy sauce. It's a pretty common seasoning in many Japanese dishes. So, one of our relatives sent her a barrel of soy sauce. If you want some, bring a container. That's what the flyer said. I see. This would explain it. There was a handwritten note on the bottom of the flyer. The soy sauce is in the storage area under the floor. Give them as much as they want. There's a storage area beneath the floor. When I opened it, I saw a barrel of soy sauce alongside a funnel on a ladle. I didn't want Rika to notice anything suspicious at this point. I decided to share the soy sauce with her. Sure. Rika would travel halfway across the world for soy sauce. Did you bring a container? I brought a soy sauce bottle. Okay. Come in. I'll be at the front door. As I headed there, I heard the doorbell ring again. Me. The gate is locked from the inside. I can't open it. Ah, that's right. Sorry. I'll be right there. Just hang in there. Just hang on. People didn't pay much attention to safety around here in Hinamizawa. People didn't think too much about locking the doors. But as someone who's always lived in a town, I've always locked everything. To let Rika Furude in, I'd have to go outside. Well, when you're a criminal like her, you definitely lock your door, yeah? Someone as paranoid as her? Safe neighborhood or not, I trust no bitch, not even myself. All doors are locked. Good evening. Rika smiled at me. She was holding a huge soy sauce bottle. She acted like I'd never yelled at her, got violent with her, or made her cry today. Or perhaps she came to curry favor, thinking that she angered me. No, I don't blame you. People in the world are crazy. Yeah, but she's paranoid because she's doing bad things. And the thing is, when people do bad things, they kind of assume that other people do bad things too. Kind of like how somebody who's like a liar always assumes other people are liars too. But a more honest person just kind of assumes that people just tell the truth. I don't know. In Mion's Delulu land, projecting much? Nah. No. In Shion's Delulu land, everybody has, committed a murder or two. Locked some people in a torture chamber. Everyone's done that at least once or twice, right? I invited Rika to the front door and told her to wait for a moment and tried to take the bottle. But Rika took her shoes off and walked into the house with the bottle in her hands. Don't worry, I'll get it for you. Why don't you wait here? Normal human behavior, right? I'm pretty good at pouring soy sauce into a funnel, you know? Now we dabble in the pit of murder every now and then. No biggie. Yeah, no biggie. We just... No biggie. Besides, the old bitch started it, so... She had it coming. Murder on my friend. She looked at me as if begging. I guess she wanted to pour the soy sauce into the bottle herself. I didn't want her to come in the house, but I suppose I didn't want her to wait here alone either. If she came to the kitchen with me, I had to keep my eyes on her. And so I brought Rika to the kitchen. We walked down the hallway. I heard only my footsteps. I stopped suddenly and turned around to make sure Rika was following me. Rika bumped into me. Meep. Sorry. I made sure she was right behind me and started walking again. Thanks for the hydrate. Tap, tap, tap. Tip, tip, tip. Tap, tap. Tip, tip. Rika must have fun matching her footsteps to mine. Rika, she's so cute. Every time we quickly sped up, our footsteps matched perfectly. Tap, 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 tap. Tip, 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 tip. Tap, tap, tap. Stop suddenly. Tip, 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 tip. Rika stopped suddenly too, after taking an extra step. Yeah. When I turned around, Rika smiled at me. Our footsteps matched perfectly. When I stopped, I suddenly heard her extra step. I experienced such footsteps before. It was making me uncomfortable. But now, although her footsteps sounded the same as the other ones I had experienced, I saw her when I turned around. That was the difference between them. I left the storage door open so that we could see the soy sauce barrel. The memo said she can take as much as she wants, but I wasn't sure there was enough left. I crouched down and tried to open the lid of the soy sauce barrel. Even when I crouched down, I could hear Rika's extra step. Oh, good. There's plenty left. Take as much as you want. When I turned around, Rika was very close to me. What, What's this? I saw Rika, but it wasn't Rika at all. It was like when I switched with my sister. The outside was the same. The outside was the same, but the inside was different. Did Rika have a twin sister? I was confused for a moment. That was when Rika sprayed something from a small bottle into my eyes. Oh, she's getting jumped. I felt a terrible pain in my eyes, and suddenly tears poured out and my nose started to run. I couldn't help sneezing either. As I stumbled around, covering my face, I then realized I was attacked. I shut my eyes tightly for a moment, then opened them again. Okay. Alright, there's like an ad break in 2 minutes, but I don't want anyone to miss anything, so I'm going to take a quick water break. Okay? I'm sorry to do so at such a pivotal moment, but I'll be right back.
Thank you for subscribing. Mwah.
Did you? Jenny, did you? Did you gift another sub while I was gone? You didn't have to do that. Thank you. I really appreciate it. There's no, you don't have to. Yeah, speaking of which, I also, I recently, I finally picked out the artist. I finally picked out the artist I want to, do the art for my live 2D model. Yeah. We'll probably we'll do like the soft debut before it, but with the gift tuber, that'll definitely happen before like the the live 2D model, but I have picked the artist, and the art is very, very cute. So yeah. Yeah. Get there for sure. I mean, yeah, one day. Oh. I do actually. Hang on. Their name is Wheat Pancake. And here's an example of their art. Yes. Yeah, very, very cute. Very cute, very cute and dainty.
Yay, subs for everyone.
Hey, yo. Yes, very pretty. Yeah. Now it's even Ginny. Oh my god, you really didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. It's like you made a good decision on the artist. Yeah, I thought her art style suited my vibe. Like the cute vibe. Because I want to be cute. Yes, yeah, we'll get there. If not late next year, or not late this year, early next year maybe for the Live 2D debut. Because I also want to do like a little. I'm already there. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support you guys have been giving me. It really means a lot to me. I'll keep working really hard. Yeah, I'll keep working hard to be a good VTuber for all of you. Oh, Dante, you haven't seen the design. 'Cause you're new. This is the design for my model. Very cute. Very demure, very mindful. I love it very much. Yes. It's adorable, yes, I love it. It's literally one of my favorite things in the whole world, ever. Yes, thank you all so much. I also just want to always let you guys know that you don't have to feel obligated to spend money. Your time is enough. Just you guys spending time with me and talking with me and like playing unhinged visual novels from 2008 with me is plenty. So don't worry. It's just yeah, you can enjoy the stream. I woke up feeling generous today. I can see. ENT will carry you and pick up friends along the way, and boom, dream realized before you know it. Aw, positive affirmations. Yeah, oh, I love all of you pack rabbits. I think you're all wonderful and amazing. Just make sure you guys are all taking care of yourselves too, because you guys deserve it too. And above all, I want you all to be happy. So. Yeah, right. Okay, let's go. Give us that pets. Yeah, I feel very thankful that I have how often do you stream Higurashi? How long the streams are? Generally we stream it twice a week, usually. And the streams are usually 3 hours. I'm trying to get through all of the Higurashi series this year. That may or may not happen, but I'm trying to finish Higurashi before we finish and then move on to Steins Gate, because that's also a series that I've been wanting to play. Yes. Yeah, it's Tuesdays and Fridays we read Higurashi. Yes, staying in Alpha streams are twice as long. We're almost done. And we're starting the new Eye of the Somnium Files game on Friday. Well, not the new one, the second one. The new one isn't out yet. But yeah. And there's more in the Eye of the Somnium Files game series. Yeah, there's a new game. There's a new one. There's a third one in the series coming out in July, actually. But yeah, I really want to thank you guys for being such a lovely, nice community. You guys are so nice and so sweet. You're sweet to me and you're sweet to each other, and I really like that. Yeah, I like that I have like a place filled with nice, chill people to hang out with. Chat reflects the streamer. Oh no, you guys have heard my crash outs. Just this stream alone. I'm ready to choke Shion out, I swear. Crash out, dude, you just don't see it. Yeah. I shut my eyes tightly for a moment, then opened them again. Rika was about to grab my hair to drag me down to the floor. When Rika saw me open my eyes, she sprayed me again. I shut my eyes to avoid the spray, but my nose still breathed in the substance. I avoided the pain in my eyes, but the tears, the running nose, and the sneezing continued. Shit, my brain wasn't working quickly enough. However, when I finally understood that I had been attacked by Rika Furude, my brain started to grind into motion. Rika Furude knocked me on my back and got on top of me. I tried to escape her by rolling on the kitchen floor. As I rolled, I hit an oven, a huge jar, and it destroyed a pile of something on the floor as I fought back. But Rika didn't let go of me. She stayed on top and restrained me. She was sitting on my stomach. I felt intense pain and pressure. She sure could fight well, but I still couldn't see anything. Rika had the upper hand, and my eyes were shut. I was in real danger. As I tried to blink, I saw Rika's expression. I didn't know Rika Furude all that well. I only knew her for the few times we met when I went to school as Mion, and from the things I've heard from other people. But as far as I knew, there's no way Rika Furude would ever do something like this. This was impossible, impossible, impossible. No, I can't fill my head with that word. I have to calm down and figure out what to do next. I'm too much of a mess to even think. Never say never. I tried to peek at her voice again. I peek at her face again. She still had the spray bottle in one hand. And what I didn't expect was the thing in her other hand. How could I mistake it for anything else? It was definitely a syringe. When Rika realized I had regained my eyesight, she pointed the spray bottle right at me and let loose with it. I shut my eyes tightly and tried to ignore the pain. It was then, even though I was blinded, Rika made a miscalculation. She had sprayed me from such a close distance that she inhaled the substance as well. I heard Rika sneeze and realized it was my chance. Even if I couldn't see, I knew she was right there. Rika villain arc. I hit Rika's face a few times. When I felt Rika's weight shift, I escaped. I then got my stun gun ready. Rika must have inhaled a little bit of the spray, but she wasn't sneezing anymore and was glaring at me instead. Hey, are you picking a fight with me? Want me to wreck you? Rika's expression didn't change, but I was sure she was disappointed that our surprise attack was a failure. Rika flinched just a little, but she was still holding the spray bottle and aiming it at my eyes. Get wrecked, fool. She was going to use the spray first, and then give me the shot. I didn't know what was in that syringe, but it was a clear liquid. It had to be something bad. She wanted to take my eyesight, get on top of me, then give me the shot. If whatever was in that syringe took a while to take effect, I might have the chance to fight back and seriously injure Rika. But Rika's surprise attack told me that just being injected was more than enough. In other words, whatever the effect, it would start to work immediately. Therefore, I wouldn't be able to fight back against her. It'd probably either knock me out or kill me. In any case, what I had was equally deadly. My stun gun was very powerful. Just one shot would be all it took. What happened before was proof of its power. Rika knew my stun gun was a lot more powerful than her spray. She was being extremely cautious. Hey, what do you think you're doing in my house, huh? If you aren't moving, then I'll come to you. I threw a pile of newspapers at her. The pile wasn't tied together, so the papers flew all over Rika. I jumped at her immediately after. Ora. I shoved my stun gun into her and pulled the trigger. Rika spasmed and fell into the floor. You fool. Hesitating enough. Sorry, my throat got really dry all of a sudden. I didn't want to cough in your ear. Cough ASMR. Oh. I'm sure there's probably somebody out here who finds coughs relaxing. Taste. Hesitating in a fight where a single blow wins. Only amateurs just glare at each other. You don't have a single clue about how advantageous the first strike is when a single blow can decide everything. The spray bottle rolled on the ground, but she still had the syringe. Rika was down, but I couldn't let my guard down either. I kicked her on the side and clambered on top of her. I took the syringe. I held Rika's arm down and gave her the shot. My actions could hardly be called gentle. I injected her violently. I injected everything that was in the syringe. Rika began to convulse. I stood back and watched for what would happen to her body. Of course I still had my guard up. While I assumed that the drug would incapacitate her immediately, I didn't know exactly what kind of reaction she would have. Look at you. Did you really think you could defeat me? He mutates into a monster. He turns Super Saiyan. Think again. After a few more convulsions, Rika unsteadily got onto her feet. That's ridiculous. How can she even stand? I looked at my stun gun. Damn it. The power was on the lowest setting. Maybe it had been readjusted when we were rolling around on the floor. I changed the setting to maximum. Rika turned pale and started sweating all over. I didn't know its exact effects, but if Rika had given me the shot, I'd be the one experiencing her symptoms. She looked really sick, so obviously she must have been feeling awful too. She couldn't even focus. She was very wobbly and had her hand on the wall. She'd lost her balance, and it must have been hard for her to even stand. She didn't look so brave anymore. Rika wobbled some more and moaned as if she was about to throw up. Oh no, poor Rika. The effects are pretty instant. Who is Hanyu? Rika looked scary as he moaned and wobbled, but at the same time she looked kind of funny too. Certainly, she hadn't even dreamed that she'd be getting the shot herself. As the man sows, so shall he reap. That's what you get. This is funny, so funny. But please don't throw up here. Go to the bathroom, okay? Depends on what's on it. Some stuff can work immediately. And she's quite small, so she's small. She's a little girl, so like it'd probably like go through her system a lot faster than someone who's like a bit bigger than her. I'm going to enjoy how long it'll take for you to die. Hope it doesn't kill her though. Even amongst other kids her age, I think she's quite small, yeah. Oh, but that means I can't torture you later, huh? I've been planning not to use the nail table on you. So you either choke on your own vomit and die, or I pound nails into all 10 of your fingers. I wonder which it'll be. Okay, I know. Let's move to the underground shrine storage. I'll put you to sleep so I can move you there, okay? I walked up to Rika, my stun gun making popping sounds. When Rika saw the sparks from the stun gun, she moved to grab a huge kitchen knife. Oh, are you still trying to fight? That makes things more fun. I have so much I want to ask you. I would suggest you back down. Well, actually, even if you do, you'll go through the same misery anyway. Sorry, but I refuse that invitation, you torture maniac. She said something I said something. What she said wasn't anything I'd expect to hear from the Rika I knew. But I didn't hesitate. I had the advantage, so I didn't need to worry. Besides, this was coming from the last survivor of the Furude family. One of the 3 families. That sudden change somehow felt natural. Compared to what the 3 families have done, this is nothing. Thank you for that high praise, though. I should be proud of myself, huh? So, are you seriously thinking about fighting me with a knife in that condition? You can't even stand straight. You're right. Like you said, I'm at my limit. But if that means getting captured and tortured to death by you, then I'm sorry. I'm taking my leave. Taking your leave? Try it if you can. It was clear who held the advantage here. But despite that, an odd thrill filled both of us. We lost our minds. We lost our minds wasn't a fitting phrase for the people of Hinamizawa. I think so. It was a feeling of release, which modern demons could stop pretending to be humans. Yeah, that's why she grabbed the knife. Yes, this was a mad bouquet of demons, with the savoring of blood and devouring of flesh. Attended by the head of the Furude family and the head of the Sonozaki family, the old families whose blood was closest to the madness of demons. So Shion is off the defend right down. But did she do anything particular in this chapter that warranted Rika to do this? I mean, when she did go to school earlier, and basically tell Rika, like, oh, Keiichi has to die, you can't forgive him, all of that shit. And I have a feeling that Rika knows that she's not Mion. I have a feeling she knows that she's not Mion too. Like, she knows, and she did also beat the shit out of her at school too. I stood in the hallway as so to block her escape route. The windows had grates on, and the door had a safety chain on it. As she turned around, I hit her with my stun gun. In this situation, what did Rika Furude mean by taking her leave? Rika got her knife ready. I expected her to aim at my stomach when she attacked, so I took a stance with my stun gun ready in my hand. Rika, however, suddenly turned around. I carefully watched to see what her next move would be. Rika put the handle of the knife to the wall and held it in place. What was she doing? Goodbye, torture maniac. I won't give you the satisfaction of killing me. Rika reared her head back and slammed her throat against the knife on the wall. Eesh. Oh my god. Her blood splattered all over. Rika bent backwards repeatedly and let the knife slash her throat. Ugh, again and again. Her neck and chest were dyed red. I always thought blood was darker. But her blood wasn't dark, it was so bright. I must have been confused, but it looked pretty. Okay, of course Shion thinks that. After doing this several times, Rika turned around. Her eyes were wide open. She didn't look like she was from this world. Hashtag what a way to go, dear lord. Anime did this specific bit of the scene well, yeah. Her face looked like something both living and dead, both real and artificial. It was very scary, and above all else pale. Although her face looked unearthly, it was a very appropriate face for a demon. I'm a little quiet, just talking with my sister about some things. Thank you for the stream. It's very relaxing when in chat. I'm glad you think that. Always here. Provide a cozy time, even when the subject matter is a little, you know. I didn't have a mirror, so I couldn't tell. But I was sure I looked exactly like her. Rika continued to violently slash her throat. It reminded me of someone trying to break a huge piece of ice with an ice pick. That was exactly what Rika looked like. The white chips of ice coolly flying through the air. You look worse, Shion. What I saw before me was a beautiful sight. Every time Rika struck her throat, tiny red drops of blood spattered the boring white world around her. It's a rough day, so I was really looking forward to the stream. That's good. I'm glad I can make you feel better after a tough day. Very descriptive. They're not pulling any punches, no. it was like a dance. A dedication dance by the final head of the Furude family. The demon's last dance of dedication to Oyashiro-sama. Upon seeing that literally blood-curdling dance, I let out a fierce roar. I had no reason to do so. I was howling like an animal. Seems like this is why I'm really excited for Meakashi to be working on Silent Hill F. Yeah, I heard that he's working on that. I'll definitely stream it when it comes out. Absolutely. I've never played a Silent Hill game before, but I have no reason to do so. I was howling like an animal. We were like animals trying to kill each other, both getting covered in blood. Are you hyped for that as well? I'll be wild, especially if you've never played. I've seen playthroughs, but I've never played one for myself, so I'm very curious. We were and inevitably, as one convulsed in the pool of that blood, the other drew back his head and howled. Less of a proper sequel, more like a spin-off / soft reboot. Oh, I see. My body shivered with the joy I felt inside of me. This was death, the most final of judgments, and it was right before me. The demons howled, screamed, and roared. The roars faded, and my voice started to change from the voice of a demon back to that of a human. As a demon I roared, but as a human I sneered. Rika was covered in blood from her neck down. Her blood was pouring out, making a little noise. Rika was still staring into my eyes. I stared back at her. I wasn't sure if they were still eyes, though. They were no longer human eyes, but the eyes of the dead. Rika's corpse vomited blood from her mouth and nose and smiled. And she dropped the knife. She stuck her hands out and turned her palms upward. Her wiggling fingers reminded me of an insect's legs. Those fingers reached for her own throat. I'd never seen anything like it. I'd never seen anybody do this before. W out with a smile, damn dude. He was like, yeah, nah, fuck you. I'm going out on my own terms. I'm not giving you the satisfaction. Because Rika was scratching her own throat, she was ripping her own throat apart. Maybe that wasn't a good description. She was trying to rip out the inside of her throat through the opening she'd made with the knife. I refuse to let you torture me, so I'm gonna torture myself to traumatize you. I'm not sure how she's not dead yet. Her fingers found the biggest tear. Rika smiled. At least that's what I would have called it if she were still alive. She ripped the tear in one tug. Upon hearing my scream, Rika died and fell on her face, into the pool of blood. That was it. She didn't get up again to show me her throat. I stepped back from Rika Furude's body and bumped into the wall in the hallway. The self-inflicted throat ripping continues. That's very interesting. Isn't, cause like, Tomitake died in a similar way, didn't he? And he said that they found him dead and that he had, clawed at his own throat. It's very interesting that Rika did the same thing. And one of the speculations as to why he did that was that he felt cornered and felt like he had to die. And like, so she did, that was like his only way out, basically. Yes, and then also, yes, in the end of the first episode, Keiichi died. Connections. Very interesting. Write that down, write that down. I stepped back from Rika Furude's body and bumped into the wall in the hallway. I roared again in admiration of the ritual dance of dedication of the head of the Furude family. Joy ran through my body, and my blood rushed through my veins. I won! I won! I defeated her! Sure. Then I realized I disposed of the heads of the 3 families, the core of the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Sure, but at what cost? Everything was finally exposed. The curse of Oyashiro-sama and its masterminds were all exposed. I disposed of the leaders of the 3 families who had all killed Satoshi-kun. The head of the Sonozaki family died of a heart attack. She was at the bottom of the well, along with the wheelchair. I apprehended the head of the Kimiyoshi family. Why is she like this? The Lulu and Copium is a very deadly combination. Tia comes and goes from the Lululand all willy-nilly, and now Rika just grabbed her by the neck and flung her in there permanently. He continued to tiptoe until he died. The head of the Furude family died. In a way that was perfect for the final head of the 3 families of Onigafuchi. I did it. I accomplished my mission. I defeated all the masterminds who killed Satoshi-kun with the curse. Everyone. Satoshi-kun, you were powerless. You didn't have a means to fight back. Those evil people simply sneered while they let you die. After marking you as a member of the cursed Hojo family, I will never ever forgive them. They believe you deserve to die because you were one of the Hojos. As long as it was done by the curse of Oyashiro-sama, they didn't care how you were killed. I'll never forgive those people for creating this world. What could I have done to save you, Satoshi-kun? I couldn't save you. Shion Sonozaki couldn't do anything else at that time. If I was Mion, not Shion. If I was Mion that day, I could have saved you. Mion could have saved you. That's right, I remember now. Shion. She said she wanted to eat red snapper sashimi that day. I was supposed to eat that. But Shion pouted and cried. That's why I let her switch. Just for that night. I did it to make her happy, like a big sister would. Shion was never treated well, so I felt bad. That was it. I was being a good sister, that was it. When morning came, the world had been turned upside down, and it had remained so until today. We weren't twins anymore. The one with the demon was Mion, and the one without the demon was Shion. Oh, so on that day when they switched... So, what I'm getting here is that Shion was originally Mion. She was the firstborn. She was supposed to be the successor. And Mion was originally Shion. And you know how they say that, like, the successor has a tattoo of the demon on their back? I'm guessing that on the day that they switched, that was the day where Shion, quote unquote, got the tattoo. And after that, they couldn't switch back anymore. That it was like set in stone. That's what
Yes,
I'm...
hi,
Oh.
hello.
Ninja River, thank you for becoming a pack rabbit. It seems to be about the case, yeah. Oh gee, I don't know, you could have got him a room in your massive empty apartment block like you were fantasizing about earlier, but instead you just wanted to sulk and hope to sort itself out. Yeah. The one with the demon was Mion, and the one without the demon was Shion. What was that supposed to mean? Wait, Mom, listen. I'm Mion, not her. You can tell us apart, right, Mom? Look, can't you tell I'm Mion? Come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. Tell me I'm Mion. I'm Mion. Don't call me Shion. I'm Mion, I am. Then I realized. You knew, didn't you? That the relatives weren't gathering for a simple party that night, you knew. No, I didn't. I really didn't know. Huh? How can you say that? You were so persistent that day. You said you'd never eaten red snapper before, so you really wanted to try it. You never gave up asking me. I think the tattoo was basically like, well, we're just bone now, so just kind of had to roll with it, yeah. Yeah, because there's really nothing they could do at that point. No one would believe them. I really didn't know. I didn't know. If I had known, I wouldn't have said that. Oh, sure. You're always jealous of me. You're always looking at me with those foxy eyes. That's why I switch with you every once in a while. But you weren't satisfied with that. You became even more jealous. And that night, you knew what was going on and took me on from me. You took me on from me. Give Mion back. I'm the one who's Mion. I am Mion Sonozaki. You were Shion this whole time. I'm sure her mom and dad at the very least knew, but it was more like tradition kind of bound them on it. So Mion was Shion and vice versa. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the mom would probably be able to tell. Absolutely. But there's nothing they could do. What are they gonna do? Like, oh, there's a bit of mix-up. Can we just how much is a cover-up for a tattoo? Can we get it removed? Can we can we what can we do? Don't call yourself Mion, you imposter. I kicked the bars of the cell repeatedly while I roared. Compared to my roar, the metallic noise of the bar sounded like the cry of a little puppy. I've been convinced by something so stupid. Sorry, can we just have a little redo on the same expensive and time-consuming tattoo? Put on the right daughter. Sorry again. No. It's a little mix-up. It's a little whoopsie. They're twins. It happens. Happens to the best of us. Okay? Like, come on. How would I know? The tattoo of the demon was just a way of telling us apart. Even without that tattoo, I am Mion. That's right, I am Mion Sonozaki. I gathered my hair and put it in a ponytail with the yellow band that Mion used all the time. Honestly, it's a 50-50 on if Mion knew what was gonna go down. Siblings really can be like that sometimes. I don't know. It doesn't really seem like something Mion would do, though, right? Like, if Shion didn't know about that, then sure, I don't think that she would know either. Maybe she did. Maybe she overheard people talking about it and decided to do it. Maybe she genuinely just wanted to try the fish because she never had it before. She's like, I've never had, you know. And it just happened to be that. Since I didn't feel my hair on my back, I felt like I could think more clearly now. Two Mions looked at each other through the iron bars. Yeah, it could really go either way, honestly. According to our sibling rules, that was never to happen. playing advocate. If Mion did know what she was doing, she probably didn't really comprehend the full depths of it. Maybe she just thought she'd be treated better now they were young. That too, that could have definitely be part of it too. You know? According to her sibling rules, that was never to happen. Yes, there's only one Mion and one Shion. There could never be two of either at the same time. Shion, let your hair down. I am Mion and Mion is here. You are never Mion. So don't pretend to be me ever again, do you hear? I said, do you hear? If you do, answer me. Answer me, Shion. Kids don't really grasp the full depth of a situation, and if she did do it, she probably just thought, hey, if I get this tattoo instead of her, they'll treat me better. Yeah, it was probably something just like really innocent like that. You know, I you know, it's like just I don't know. It was probably I feel like it was probably if she did know, it was the thought process was not as like evil as Shion is making it seem to be. Honestly, it's likely that she did just want to try the tasty sushi that she hadn't before. Which also makes this like even more unfortunate. Like all this happened just because when I was a little kid, I just wanted to try red snapper sushi because I'd never had it before. And then years later, all of this happens because of that. I took myself back on this day. Shion had admitted she was Shion. I like how the game still refers to her as Shion. I think that's kind of funny. It's kind of ironic. How wonderful it is to be Mion. I feel great. That's a butterfly effect moment if I've ever seen one. Absolutely. I feel great. I can think clearly now. Because after all, Mion is capable of anything. Unlike you, Shion. How dare you pretend to be Mion? Do you have any idea? Huh, Shion? Yes, sis. Shion called me sis. And so, I was Mion. The demon who had been asleep inside of me was finally allowed to wake up. The demon roared and my whole body shivered to express its joy. Shion, you committed a great sin. You were Mion until now. It's actually an interesting manga set 20 years after the incidents of 1983, where one of the twins died and the other twin kind of became both because of trauma. Oh, interesting. You were Mion until now. You were in a powerful physician of the Mion of the Sonosaki family. Yet you didn't even try to rescue Satoshi-kun. Something that Shion is not grasping is that Mion was friends with Satoshi for years. I'm going to assume that if she could do something to save him, she probably would. I'm going to assume that she could do something to save him. She probably would. The reason why she didn't is because there was nothing she could do. At the end of the day, she's not like the head of the family yet. She's still only the successor, and it's the grandmother who called the shots. So if the grandmother wanted her dead, he'd be dead. That's it. There's no changing her mind. We're sure Mion did everything in her power, not just for Satsuko, but also Satoshi too. Exactly. You had millions of chances to save him, but you chose not to do anything. I won't forgive you. I'll never forgive you. I could have saved Satoshi-kun. You took him from me and you killed him. I'll never forgive you for that. Shion was shaking on the other side of the bars. I will kill you. I'll kill you in the best way possible. Starting today, I'm going to think of the best, most gruesome way to kill you. Shion, you better spend every minute hearing what's coming to you. Also, Shion literally just laid out a whole Delulu fantasy of what she could have done. Like you said, the aunt's so horrible she probably wouldn't have cared if Shion took them somewhere else. Yeah, probably not. And like... Okay, let's say the aunt does, like, cause a fit. Oh, I don't know. Maybe your big, scary, bodyguard manservant, Kasai, could go over to the aunt and, you know, scare her a little bit and be like, yeah, leave these kids alone. Don't ever try to bother them ever again, or you'll have to answer to me. Done. That's it. Problem solved. Shion, in this unique circumstance, probably had more power to save Satoshi and Sadako than even Mion did, and honestly, as long as the child support checks are, or we kept going to her, I doubt she'd care. No. Because remember, in like the third game, they had said that they had called child services on them, but they never the case was dropped because the aunt does like more like it's like anytime like the workers came over, the aunt would like act normal, so they never saw her misbehaving, so they just assumed that it was fine. Because like the aunt and uncle's getting some kind of stipend or something for having it. Yeah, because they got money for the government for adopting them. That was the only reason they adopted them in the first place, was for the money. I just won't kill you. I'll make sure your death is long and miserable. And after you're dead, I'll throw you into the well. You better apologize to Satoshi-kun when you get there. This is what you get for pretending to be me. Do you hear me? That's your sin. Also in chapter 3, Sadako made false accusation to my recollection, which didn't help her case. Yeah, that too. So they were less likely to believe her because she had called like fake for fake stuff too many times. As long as they got to keep the money, I doubt they'd give a rat ass if Shion took them off to that apartment block. They'd probably be happy about it, honestly. Yeah, you just like on paper, she's still technically their guardian. She'll still receive the money every month. She can do whatever the fuck she wants with it. And, you know, it'll be fine. I needed to at least clean up the kitchen. While I was putting the old newspapers on the floor to absorb the blood, the phone rang. I didn't want to answer, but maybe I should. I should answer it and talk to whoever it was. Hello, this is the Sonosaki residence. Thank you for answering. This is Hojo calling. It's a good situation now, but it could have been the best result for them. Clearly, Shion was able to get Satoshi odd jobs to make some money, so I'd have no doubt they could have done that. Absolutely. Hooked him up with a part-time job, you know, one that's like a little less stressful. And yeah, it'd be fine. They could just live in the apartment block together. It would probably be best for them not to live in Hinamizawa anymore, so they could, you know, stay there and it'd be fine. Thank you for answering. This is Hojo calling. I was surprised to hear the Hojo name, but I realized right away that that was Satoko. Oh, Satoko? What's the matter? Sorry to call so late. Is Rika not there with you? Ah, yes. Ever since Satoko Hojo was abandoned, she was living with Rika Furude. Honestly, once he was away from the aunt, everything probably would have gotten a lot better for the pair of them mentally, because they wouldn't be getting beat like they were owed drug money anymore. Exactly. Ever since Satsuko Hojo was abandoned, she'd be living with Rika Furude. Of course he'd get suspicious that Rika hadn't returned yet. Oh yeah, she's here. Oh, she's still there? It's long past dinner time. Hey, Satsuko. I made too much dinner tonight. So I told Rika-chan to come to eat here with me. It's to go full scare crash out on the object of her vexation. Yeah. Eh? Is that so? Oh. Why don't you come over too? I have plenty of food left. Rika-chan has already started eating. Aw, Rika. Alright, I'll clean up a little and then head out. See you shortly. Okay. I'll be here. See ya. Click. Oh, no, 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 no. Satsuko, don't go. Keiichi, I've been calling your name for a while. You have a phone call. It's from Sonozaki-san. Sonozaki-san? Which one? The older sister or the younger one? I don't know. Ask her yourself. Hello? Shion? Or is it Shion? It's me, Shion. Good evening. Shion, sorry about last night. Man's like, there are multiple? The fuck? I was like, there are two of them? I don't fucking know. I got all riled up. You must have been worried about how I hung up the phone so suddenly last night. We're tied to the same fate. Making sure the other is alright is the only way to guarantee our own safety. Yeah, I agree. We absolutely need to share whatever information we have, so that we don't die like Takano-san or Tomitake did. Though it's crazy to hear a man tell a woman to take responsibility. Hey, isn't that usually the other way around? I heard Keiichi gulp slowly, loudly. Then let's continue where we left off. You'll listen without getting angry this time, right? Yeah. I'll be fine. Keiichi agreed to be quiet and listen. I explained the dangerous situation Keiichi was in once again. Just like how some evil people in the village attacked Tomitake-san and Takano-san, they might attack us any day. It was ironic, of course, that while I was warning him, I was also the one who made sure the curse would fall upon him. Let's report anything we notice that seems strange. If we connect all the tiny pieces that we have, then just maybe we'll find out who killed them. Or maybe even the truth behind the incidents of the past few years. You're right. You're right about that. Then let's start. Since I suggested it. I feel like somebody has been watching me lately. Ah, yes, the truth. You already know that truth. What? I was making this up. I wanted him to realize how urgent the situation was. It might be my imagination, but I'll tell you anyway. I think it's just me, but if you feel like you're being watched too, Kei-chan, then maybe it's not just in my head. Well, don't worry. At the very least, everything's fine with me. It seemed like everything that happened to Keiichi today at least, that nothing had happened to Keiichi today at least. Now that the heads of all the three families were gone, it was possible the curse system had been destroyed entirely. If that was the case, then Keiichi might not be attacked after all. But if there was someone who did want to attack him, that meant part of the system was still alive. In other words, my mission wouldn't be accomplished just yet. Keiichi was like a litmus test in this situation. I'd know whether or not all my enemies were gone depending on if Keiichi got bitten. He sure is a very useful man. After that, I went along with what Keiichi said. It's not how it works though. Just because you cut off the head doesn't mean big groups can't just operate individually. That is true. And shouldn't she figured out that that's basically how the Sonozaki family works? Is that they have like different groups that all have their own hierarchies that all like work independently of one another? But I guess she's too busy hanging out in Delulu land to remember that. My bad. After that, I went along with what Keiichi said. I made sure he was fearful of Mion, as well as all of the three families. I explained to him the responsibility that the whole village was involved, and that the curse of Oyashiro-sama might have been some sort of system. From what she's seen, the grandma would basically go, sure wish someone would go do something about so-and-so, ha, just kidding, unless, here's a gun, joking, unless. And then somebody, doesn't matter who, it could be anybody. Anybody would do that. And the people who would carry that out, she has no idea who those people are. Like, if she really wanted to play the long game and figure out the secret and like the dark underbelly of Hinamizawa, that would require a far more sophisticated and detailed and honestly probably years-long plan. Something that she is mentally not capable of. She really thinks she's playing 4D chess. Without the three families, in some perfect scenario, some people might just want to exploit the idea of the curse to kill people they don't like. Exactly. Not in the slight. Exactly. She's not that girl. You're not her. So I remember Shion wouldn't know much about the disappearance of the mayor, so I continued. You're playing chess, Shion is out here playing Go Fish. I just heard this myself. Is it true that Uncle Kimiyoshi went missing? I don't know about... yeah. You mean the mayor? Wait, Shion, you haven't heard? I don't know anything. I just overheard my father talking about it on the phone again. Yeah? Actually, last night after the meeting, he didn't come home, so the whole village was in a panic. They searched all over Hinamizawa, but if they found him, then I haven't heard. The police should be searching for him as well. Why didn't you tell me something that important right away? Sorry. I thought you already knew. I didn't want to hide it or anything. Hey-chan, what should I do? What's wrong? Tell me. We're not keeping secrets from each other, right? I'm sorry. Well, I didn't mean to hide it. It was just that, well, the conversation got turned around and we're on the same side, right? I won't get mad, so just tell me. Uncle Kimiyoshi, I told him everything. Old man Kimiyoshi is someone you feel comfortable confiding in, Shion? Yes. When I was little, he was really nice to me. All I did was play tricks on him, but he'd always just smile. He listened to everything I had to say. He's such a kind person, I repaid him by leaving him to die alone in my family's torture chamber. But I'm a good person, by the way. Also, thinking about it, what are our parents doing and how they not checked on the torture chamber or the old witch's rooms or like, hey, wait a second. Didn't they say that her parents are like kind of excommunicated? Like they're not really like a part of it. Like the grandmother doesn't really talk to them very often. However, it is kind of, and then like you could also ask, oh, why aren't they checking on Shion? But like Shion has a tendency to just like kind of run away and fuck off somewhere, so they probably assume that she's with Kasai. And they're like, okay, I guess she'll be back whenever. He's such a kind person. Calm down, Shion. It's not like he's dead, right? I mean, if he is dead, that's another crime. So don't lose heart so easily. They're very present though when Shion had her nails heated off, so that's what kind of throws me off. That is true. It's not like he's dead, right? Don't lose heart so easily. Keiichi had tried to make me feel better. But I had no idea what was actually going on. It actually really made me laugh. It could be that they attend stuff like that as like kind of a formality, but I don't think they have like a real connection to the family. It's not like he's dead, right? Beans, I don't actually know. Maybe I should check. Oh yeah, I'll check on him later. See if he's still kicking. At night, I told the mayor that I snuck into the ritual storehouse. Also that someone saw us and was out to get us. Does the mayor know how absurdly Takano-san and Tomitake-san died? I just realized something. Doesn't during the night of Watsunagashi, you're basically allowed to kill somebody, right? Does that mean that basically Watsunagashi has the same rules as the Purge? Technically, I mean, the Purge is like all crime, including murder, but like, technically it's the same rules as the Purge. Does the mayor know how absurdly Takano-san and Tomitake-san died? You put it that way. Yes. He knew about it. I told him that they died by Oyashiro-sama's curse, and that I could be I could be made a sacrifice to calm his anger. I just said it straight out. Right. But then Uncle Kimiyoshi didn't get angry. He smiled and told me if I was remorseful about it, there was no way I'd be demoned away. He was really smiling. He told me to leave it to him. Also, like, Tomitake died a bit brutally, but sure, clawing out your throat isn't like you got bit off by a flying orca with laser eyes. I always felt that the way they described that was weird. That it was, like, absurd? I wouldn't say it was absurd. I think abnormal is a more... very, or, like, strange. Freakish. I actually got a little sad while saying that. Uncle Kimiyoshi had been so reliable. I was happy when he said that he would protect Shion. Nagano was just straight up sus. Don't they find her burned to death in an oil drum? Yeah. I was happy when he said he would protect Shion. I was truly happy. If only he hadn't said anything to insult Satoshi-kun. It's my fault. Because I confessed everything. Stop it, Shion. It's not your fault. No. It is my fault. I told him our secret. Uncle Kimiyoshi found out about everything. So, he had to have been killed. It was right after I confessed to him, after all. Yeah, if only you hadn't said one thing you didn't like that immediately invalidated years of support and love. How tragic. That's crazy. He disappeared the same night, and he told me everything was gonna be alright. It was such a strange feeling. I wasn't upset at all. But as I pretended to be upset and uttered words of prayer for Kimiyoshi's safety, I started to feel that emotion growing inside me. I was only pretending to be distressed to fool Keiichi, yet the emotion I feigned began welling up inside me. Like, it felt like I was being consumed by that emotion. Kind of incriminating yourself a bit, like, oh yeah, I saw him before he vanished. That's a little sus. So the words coming from my mouth weren't words I intentionally said. They're words that consuming emotion forced me to say. It was like someone else inside of me was doing the talking instead. And I was just watching that person talk from a short distance away. I should have never told him. She could actually mime the feeling of guilt. What the Nukkunuku miracle? All of this should have only been our fault, only the four of us. It wasn't anything I should have told someone else. He got killed because I told him. He got killed because he knew. He got killed because I confessed to him. Hey, stop. If they were doing that, then they should have obviously have killed you before killing the mayor. It doesn't make sense. You or I should have been killed first. Why would other people die before us? It does make sense. They must be planning to kill us last of all. Huh? What? They start by killing those you're close to, and after they've caused us so much pain, then they'll kill us. That must be what they're doing. What I just said scared even me. Killing our loved ones, first to harm us emotionally, then only kill us at the height of our suffering? Whoa. I felt something crawling up my spine. That's awesome. That's an awesome idea. I must not be human anymore. I really am a demon. A human would never think of such cruel things. That would be one incredible hell. Your close friends dying one at a time after being tortured, and after all of that you yourself get killed? What a great way to destroy someone's life. Why was I getting so excited about this? Because I could get going with that plan right away. Shion drinking the whole bottle of Edge. Rika-chan. It's Rika-chan. What? What did you say just now? Well, the truth is, I told her about it. I told Rika-chan today. Rika-chan? You mean Mika-chanma? The one from Furude Shrine? Yes, Rika-chan. I felt so scared and uneasy that I did it. I told Rika-chan. Then, when you did, what did she say? The cat is worrying too much. I'll do something about it for sure. That's what Rika-chan said. No, the Rika that lives in the other dingy shrine in Hinamizawa. What Rika do you think? I'm sorry, Shion. I'm a bit worried about Rika-chan. Ah, right. If you're that concerned, then don't worry about me. Please, go find out whether she's safe. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll call you again tomorrow at the same time. When I do, you'll know I'm still alright. I got it. I'll be waiting. Okay, bye. Sorry. I'm hanging up. Keiichi rung up roughly. What a hilarious conversation with Keiichi. Everything was just too damn funny. Keiichi Maibara. Go ahead and struggle helplessly. Run all over the village and see if the curse is still alive. Go ahead, see if my enemies are still around. I laughed for a while, then calmed down. I already got rid of the bicycles and shoes belonging to Rika and Satoko. My house was for the moment taken care of. I could expect Keiichi to run around in a panic, to ask help from someone, and then eventually come to Mion. More than likely, the youth group would end up looking for Rika like they did with the mayor. I'd probably have to endure another long night again, knowing nobody would find her. I decided to wait until the phone rang. I killed some time by watching TV until I did. Hey-chan, are you serious? He's really honestly just chugging coffee to try to deal with this stomach-high pool of blood she's taking up residence in. Absolutely. Because at this point, she needs to like be justifying what she's doing. She needs to justify it to herself. Hey Chan, are you serious? I'm going to get mad if this is a joke. I scolded Keiichi for suspecting that Rika had disappeared. Nii-chan, if it's really a joke, don't get mad, smile. It would be a joke after all. We need to go make sure whether it's a joke or not. Wasn't Shion the human? That was Shion the demon. Only a demon could do this very unfortunately human behavior. You need to come. You're right. Sorry for getting upset. Rena rebuked me. While she looked quiet, I felt like she could be very terrifying under her skin. I had no basis for that impression, but I still felt that way. I just didn't like her, and I disliked her ever since that rainy day at the bus stop. It wasn't that we didn't get along, though. How should I put it? I was at a loss for how to explain. Ah, that was it. I found a good example. When I was little, I always wanted to play tennis. I had relatives take me to a tennis court, and they all praised my skill. I was doing nothing more than hitting the ball with a racket. But they told me I was talented, and that made me happy. When I went to school, I told my classmates I played tennis, and they told me I was talented too. Then, one of my classmates, who was usually very quiet, said she also played tennis. Oh no, now Shion's not special anymore, God forbid. Not only did she play, but she took lessons. Although I had bragged about my serve, I was no match for her. I felt lonely and isolated that everyone was paying attention to her and not me. She was usually very quiet. But then suddenly, I realized that she knew more. When I lie on my resume. I suddenly realized that she knew more and had a lot more experience than me. Rena at the bus stop was just like that. I thought of myself as a demon now. I had awakened a part of me that was half human and half demon, the part that lived in Onigashiji village. In fact, I had already stepped into a world where normal humans couldn't go. I had surpassed my human limits. I generally thought of myself as a superior being, having transcended the land of mortals. No, you're just a criminal. But when my eyes met with Rena Ryugyu's, I felt what I did long ago with tennis. That she played fulcrum. Why? Why did I feel that way with Rena? I heard that in the animal world, during battle, animals glare at each other to display their strength. Only humans have to punch and kick each other to feel superiority or inferiority. Most animals can tell just by glaring at each other. In that case, could it be the same with Rena? Mi-chan, are you okay? Hmm? You can't be the crazy girl, that's my thing, even though you were the crazy girl first, Sion probably. Hey, I'm the crazy girl. That's my thing. I haven't slept since yesterday, you know? Sorry. Keiichi climbed up a ladder and tried to peek into the window on the second floor where Rika and Satsuko lived. It was my job to hold down the ladder. Rena continued to hold on to it tightly. Cautioned me to hold on to it tightly. Mi-chan, I'm going to check the main house just to be sure, okay? I'll be right back. Okay. Be careful. Rena ran off after that. When I looked up, I saw Keiichi trying to open a window, but all of them were locked. What did Rena mean by main house? Keiichi asked me from the top of the ladder. It's the Furude family's actual house. After her parents passed away, I think it's been left like that. Oh, right. Rika-chan's parents, they passed away, huh? Satoko's also an orphan. Her parents fell from a cliff because of Oyashiro-sama's curse. Then her old brother, Satoshi-kun, he disappeared. Satoshi? I've heard that name before. You'd heard that name before? I felt anger growing inside of me. Don't you know whose desk you're using every day? You act as if it belongs to you. 'Cause it does. You drop food on it while eating lunch. You drool on it while taking a nap. Don't you know who it really belongs to? Why am I acting this way? I'm Mion. Satoshi doesn't even exist anymore. He was demoned away. It's hardly Keishi's fault that he didn't know. It really isn't his fault. I mean, it does belong to Satoshi as much as it belonged to Keiichi. Yeah. Satoshi and Rika have been living in this shack ever since. Neither of them has any family, but at least they're together. And they help each other out. Didn't Rena say there was a main house? It's not like it was his personal desk from home, right? Didn't Rena say there was a main house? Wouldn't it be easier to live there? I think she tried that at first. She said it was hard though, because it reminded her of her parents. After everyone in Satoko's family died, she started living with Rika. It only made sense. Satoko and Rika were best friends. They didn't care about the Hojo family or the Furude family. They had been best friends since before the dam conflict. The reason why the curse never fell upon Satoko. Rika Furude probably had a lot to do with it. That made more sense than anything else, at least. Satoko was pardoned from the curse of the Hojo family. They got to trauma bond over being beat with a chair by Shino. All thanks to Rika Furude's arrangements. Satoko had never been a victim on the night of Watanagashi. According to the curse system I had uncovered, the last survivor of the Hojo family, still living in Hinamizawa, would be the perfect target for this year's curse. Therefore, whoever was responsible for executing the curse must have tried to take her life. However, nothing happened to her, proving that Satoko had escaped from the curse. That was really and truly infuriating. She might have been the head of the Furude family, but I still couldn't accept that such a little girl had enough power to protect her best friend. Yet you think Shion had enough power to protect Satoshi from getting killed? No, Mion, no, actually Shion. Shion must have had the same power then. Just like Rika protected Sadako, Shion could have protected Satoshi. Damn it, damn it. Rika-chan and Satoko-chan, they have it hard, huh? She's cursed. Huh? Mion? What did you just say? I said she's cursed. Mion, why are you making that face? Satoko Hojo. She's been cursed by Oyoshiro-sama. Shion literally had the unique circumstances to protect him, and instead she chose to just wallow in her infatuation and idealization of Satoshi. Exactly. I can't accept that Satoko was pardoned from the curse, although she was a member of the cursed Hojo family. She was one of the cursed Hojos. Satoshi-kun wasn't pardoned, but Satoko was? She was cursed, but she got away. She escaped the curse, but Satoshi-kun didn't. I can't accept that. In fact, Satoko should have been the one to be cursed the most. She cornered Satoshi physically and emotionally, and why would the people in charge of the curse system would give a shit about that? Is beyond me, but okay, go away. Go off. That was why things got weirder and weirder. In the end, everything went crazy. When I think back on it, it was Satoko who I hated most of all. She cornered Satoshi-kun. As a result, Satoshi-kun disappeared. And then I like how it's just like She cornered Satoshi-kun, and then Satoshi-kun disappeared. Like she can't even like delulu a strange sequence of events anymore. It's just blank. I put you to sleep. I figured that you were asleep. You can't stop crashing out in public now. At least before she would try and mask things. Yeah. She started it. She caused it. If only she hadn't been there. Just as Rika Furude and Satsuko lived happily, there could have been a happy future for me too. Blank and empty, much like her green head. Maybe Satoshi-kun and I could have started our lives together in Okinomiya. Yes, if I look at both the beginning and the end, it's so obvious. Satsuko's existence caused everything. Satoshi-kun had to kill his aunt because of Satsuko. The three families used that to create the curse, and then they killed him. If only she was never born. The police were convinced he just ran away, but he'd never do that. He was the type of person who always did his best at everything. All by himself. He was doing the very best he could do for his only sister, yet he was forced to vanish. He worked so hard for Satsuko. Although he was just living for her, he was erased. Poor Satoshi-kun. He was so underappreciated. That girl knew no gratitude. She was cursed. If you get near her, you'd meet the same fate. You'd be cursed to die. Or disappear. That really was it. She was the main cause behind it all. She wormed her way into Rika Furude's good graces, and that's why the curse fell upon Satoshi-kun. Yeah, it couldn't be, yes. It couldn't be because it's a very small town and there's not a lot of kids in this town, and Rika and Satsuko are the same age and they're both girls, so naturally they would become very good friends. That couldn't be it. That would make too much sense. She should have died first. Then Satoshi-kun would still be alive. No, if she really genuinely cared for Satoshi, she'd do everything in her power to make sure Satsuko had a good life despite her brother's status as either missing or dead. Also, remember, she's Mion now, right? What was Satoshi's last words to Mion? Was, I leave Satsuko to you. Take care of her. You don't get to be like this as Mion, as Shion, as Mion. No, Shion's the one who acts like that. So if you want to be Mion, Satsuko is now your responsibility. I can't forgive her. I can't forgive Satsuko. I can't forgive that girl. There can be no peace for her. There can be no peace. She was the perfect target for the curse of 1983. Curse of Oyashiro-sama. Rika Furude, the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama. Rika was dead. Now she's fully recreated Mion. So now Gratz buddy, you gotta forgive the little blonde gremlin. Yeah. Mion doesn't have any beef with Satsuko. Mion loves Satsuko, so the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama had died. There's no more god in Hinamizawa to deliver the curse. I'm the one who has to deliver it now. I am Mion Sonozaki, the head of the Sonozaki family, one of the 3 families of Onigafuchi. Now that all the heads of the 3 families were gone, there's nobody to surpass me. Now she's got a god complex too. That's crazy. I'll deliver the curse of Oyashiro-sama and nobody else. I'll deliver it. I am the curse. I have become Oyashiro-sama. I felt hot bubbles boiling over from deep inside of me. I could tell that the demon inside of me wanted to roar. What a piece of fucking work. I noticed Keiichi was looking down at me. Calm down, Leon. You can't tell what you're thinking. Calm down, calm down. At the end, I heard footsteps coming close. At that point, I heard footsteps coming closer. I saw 4 or 5 adults, accompanied by Reina, running towards us with flashlights in their hands. You know, the most likely circumstance is that Orishiro-sama is real and he's probably mad that you pretty much forced his Miko to gouge your throat out with a kitchen knife. Yeah. In fact, if anybody at this point, if anybody is like set up for the gonna be like is like set up for the curse, I would say it's you. Yeah, I think a god would probably hold a grudge over that. That's yeah. One of them opened the lock on the cabin door and we all went inside. Of course, there's nobody there. Satoko and Rika lived alone. I doubted Satoko would have left a note saying she was going over to the Sonozaki house when Rika was there already. It wouldn't be fun if she had. Because of that, I hurried into the room ahead of Rena to make sure there's nothing left behind. The rumor of Rika and Satoko's disappearance spread through the village quickly. More and more villagers gathered at the Furude shrine. Acting in place of the head of the Sonozaki family, I commanded each of them to search the village. The villagers nodded and scattered. How long has it been since the last time I was truly Mion? I felt so pleased that my body almost went numb. Lots of villagers went in and out of the shrine. Like in the Odyssey, Poseidon had beef with the entirety of Ikuta because the king and his band had to blind his son to escape, but at least he lived. Orishiro probably ain't too excited about Rika. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Lots of I don't know. I wouldn't wanna. I don't know about Shion. However, me personally, I wouldn't want to piss off the god whose like act of worship is torture. No more lurking. I won't be back in time, so thanks for stream call. Thanks for stopping by, Chinny, and thanks again for the gifted subs. Have a good rest of your day. Take care. Yeah, like let's not do mess with the god that that is worshipped with torture. Maybe let's not do that. Maybe let's not do that. Maybe let's not. Lots of villagers went in and out of the shrine. They yelled at each other and she was nowhere to be found. Some suggested other places to look and they all left. They made a lot of noise with their comings and goings. Especially some super duper vicious and angry god of demons and torture, and he forces Miko to scratch the itch in her throat with a comically large kitchen knife. He might take exception to that? Like, no. Absolutely not. Members of the Women's Association brought out large pots and gas cookers from the storage and got ready to cook for the men. That's when I noticed Keiichi unsteadily walking toward the corpse of dark spine trees. What was he thinking? How stupid of him to be alone on a night like this. If a person responsible for executing the curse was nearby, he wouldn't come back safely. Mion-chan, we all went around Nyalpaca Lake but didn't find anything. We tried to light up the pond, but we're going to have to wait until the sun is up. Okay, thanks for your hard work. The women are making some miso soup, so please rest up and have some. Gee, a good thing for Mion that the person responsible for executing the curse is apparently her and her eco maiden. How convenient for her. Mion-chan, do you know where they usually park their bicycles? No. They probably parked them at the bottom of the stairs leading up here. I don't think they'd come up while carrying them. We can't find their bicycles. Where did they go? If they left on their bikes, they could have gone pretty far. Maybe even as far as the town? In that case, we'll have to look outside of Hinamizawa. By the way, who first noticed that Rika-chama was gone? It was Kei-chan. He suddenly had a hunch. Oh, that Maibara, huh? He's a little suspicious. Speaking of which... Oh, way to throw him under the bus. Hasn't the Maibara family shown up when we're in a crisis like this? The Maibara still haven't joined the town council, so they're not in the youth group's phone dictionary. Really? Well, ain't no helping it then. Huh? They joined, didn't they? I think it's just their name isn't in the directory yet. Last time we updated it was the beginning of the year. They just moved here, so that's why they aren't on it. That Maibara's kid's hunch is still suspicious. They do say the first one on the scene is the most suspicious. Where did he go? I saw him walking toward the pine trees. Can someone go get him? Conveniently, I saw Keiichi and Rena walking back towards us. Kei-chan, where did you go? I was worried you'd disappeared too. Sorry. No, that crazy-ass girl is a suspicious one. Yeah, forget Keiichi. You should keep your eyes on Shion here. It looked like nothing happened to Keiichi. If so, that's fine. It means I took care of all my enemies. Oh, my. I knew I smelled something good coming from over here. At least Keiichi isn't constantly crashing out and living into Lulu. I knew I smelled something good coming from over here. I'd be much obliged if she allows me to have some. I heard the loud, sticky voice of a middle-aged man. Yes, the go oishi. And of course, this double floor shows up with there's food. Oh. He smelt it all the way from his office in Okinomiya. It was oishi. He must be confused about this year's incidents. The scale of the curse this time is nothing like the previous ones. Oishi's information network is about equal or better to the one the elders on the better than that of the elders on the town council. Looking for the missing Minka? Nah, pass. Free Minko soup there? I'm on the way. Tap terminal philosophy. In other words, he could easily uncover a rumor that was circulating through the underside of the village. He must have come here to see if the disappearances of Kimiyoshi and Rika had something to do with the changing of the lock on the ritual storehouse's door. The police will come for me sooner or later. Ion Mion Sonozaki. By removing all of the heads of the three families, my enemies, I have become the head in their place. I can't allow Mion Sonosaki to continue existing. I'll have to destroy the existence of the head of the Sonosaki family. When I destroy my own position, that is when my revenge will come to an end. More likely, I'll have Oishi's witness my final moments. My eyes and Oishi's met. Damn it, he thinks I'm suspicious already. You're right, Oishi. I did it. Mion Sonosaki, the head of the Sonosaki family, is the culprit. Okay. I didn't realize how long chapter 12 was gonna be, so it's gonna be the only chapter we read tonight, sorry. Alright, let's read the tips. Very eventful subchapter indeed. Okay, we have page 195 and 96. Rika Furude. She was the head of the Furude family, but she had never even appeared at the most important meetings. We're in you're in the deep end now. It's great. We are. Even if she did show up, nobody would ask her her opinion. I miss a little due to your sweet voice, but oh well. Yeah. Thank you. So it never really mattered if she was there or not. A legend in the Furude family says that if their firstborn child is a girl for 8 generations in a row, that eighth girl would be the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama. According to Takano-san's research, Rika Furude is very likely to be the one. Surely she must be an important icon in the cult of Oyashiro-sama. The true believers are devoted to her. So it's quite surprising to me that Rika Furude herself was the assassin. It's unbelievable. It's just too abnormal. Usually a VIP like her wouldn't be the one to assassinate someone. It's possible that it was a Rika Furude lookalike. And the way she moved, she seemed experienced in fighting. It's not normal that a small girl like her would jump me without faltering. I just got lucky because I had a stun gun. Without it, I don't know what would have happened. I can't help but wonder how that got started, or she was just arbitrarily decide, 8 girls in a row and the last one will be me. She was far more skilled than she looked. Was she trained as an assassin? Or was it a body double? Everything is a mystery, including that creepy syringe. What's going on? I can't understand. She was like an apparition or something. Did Oreo Sonozaki know of her existence? What was she hiding on the underside of this village? That underside might run much deeper than I thought. 96. At this point, I believe that I can complete my revenge by destroying the curse system entirely. That means I have to eliminate the heads of all the 3 families. The successor Shion, and the assassins who are after Keiichi. Although Keiichi is completely unguarded, he hasn't been attacked so far. It's so funny how so much bad blood there is between her and Oreo, but she's pretty much just Oreo without wrinkles. Absolutely. It's crazy. Even though I told everybody that he was one of the trespassers, in fact, it's me who's being attacked. Rika Furude attacked me. According to my theory, Keiichi should make for very attractive bait, but nobody has done anything to harm him. since Rika Furude attacked me, it might be that exposing the Furude family is a greater taboo than trespassing in the ritual storehouse. Rika had said the intrusion wasn't a big deal. $5 says she beefs with Oreo because he's like, hey, you can't be the crazy old lady. I'm gonna be the crazy old lady by the phone. Hey, being crazy and unpleasant is my thing. She sounded like she was going to let Keiichi walk. And after I accused her of that, Rika Furude attacked me that very night. Are there two different factions? Does one handle trespassers in the ritual storehouse, while the other protects the religious doctrines of the Furude family? No, that doesn't make any sense. Meikake's death must have been cursed by the Furude family's injections. Rika showed me the effect of it herself, clawing out her own throat and dying like that. Yes, all you did was accuse her. You certainly didn't beat her and toss her around like a blue rag doll when she was trying to help you. But Tomitake-san shouldn't have been subject to the curse, at least according to the system of the Furude family. I don't understand why Keiichi hasn't been attacked. Did he have something exempting him from the curse, unlike Takano-san? Just like only Satoko Hojo was spared? Keiichi is a friend of Rika Furude's. Does that mean that if he were close to her, he wouldn't be cursed? Was she more important than the whole system? Now you got hit with the curse in the first episode, so he's good this time. That's impossible. The hack was at the top of the curse system. Rika couldn't have been higher up than her. Scribble, scribble. There are multiple ways to Are there multiple ways to determine the subject of the curse? Are there as many curse execution groups as there are subjects, and do they all work separately? Ugh, this is a mess. None of my theories add up. If I mess up my reasoning, I might make the wrong person the target of my revenge. You've already done that. It's fine. I don't understand who the enemy is, or or how Satoshi-kun was made to disappear. How much did the hack know? Well, like half of the people you've killed? Oops. That really was a huge loss. I had so many things I wanted to ask her. Yeah, no need to rethink or backtrack now. The only way... we're going forward. I killed her by accident. Shit. In that respect, I've already failed my revenge. The underside of Hinamizawa does run too deep. Scribble, scribble. The whole page was blacked out with scribbles. You think she'd learned after crashing out and killing Oreo that, nah, she just doubled down on the crash outs? Okay. Plot is thickening. Alright. We have chapter 13 on Friday. Alright, lay off the crash out juice. No, crashing out is Mion's favorite thing ever. She's not gonna stop doing that. Looking forward to the next stream, yes. So am I. Oh, thank you all for hanging out with me today. I had a lot of fun. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for the finals chapter of Danganronpa. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I hope you all sleep well. I'll see you later. Good night, everyone. Yes, I love you guys too. Sleep well.